Phoenix's Game 1 win, Chris Paul broke a tie with LeBron James for the most playoff games with 20 points and 10 assists without recording multiple turnovers. CP3 shot 6 of 6 in the fourth quarter. That marked his most field goals without a miss in a playoff quarter in his career. Stephen A. Smith, take it away.
You know what time it is. It's time for this segment. It's Steven's A-List. I'm listing some of the top point guards in the history of the NBA. Max, I want you to listen closely to me, Max Kellerman. I want you to listen closely. This is not just about resume. Resume has something to do with it, but it's also how you run a team. It's floor generalship. It's leadership. The impact you have on others, not just yourself. So we gonna go to number 5 on the list. Give it to me right here. CP3, number 5 all time. I know he doesn't have a title. Damn it, he's only been in one conference title game. But everywhere he goes, teams get better. We understand he's a miniature dynamo. He's a floor general. He's an extension of the coach, okay? He's that cerebral with a J, with handle, with superb passing ability, decision making. Obviously has him right there. I got him number 5 all time. Why do I not have him number 4? You know why. It's right here. Give it to me. Isaiah Thomas, that's why. CP3 doesn't have a national title in college. CP3 doesn't have 2 NBA titles in the history of basketball with the Detroit Pistons. Beating Jordan along the way on numerous occasions. Beating Bird, beating Magic. CP3 doesn't have that on his resume. Isaiah Thomas does. By the way, Isaiah Thomas is top 2 to the one and only Michael Jordan. He once said that to me a long time ago. I never forgot that. Let's go to number 3 on the list, please. Give it to me, the great one. Oscar Robertson, 1961-62. Only person to average a triple-double before Russell Westbrook made it an ordinary thing. Oscar Robertson did that. A career 25-point-per-game scorer. A career 9.5 assists per game scorer. A champion in 1971 with the Milwaukee Bucks, by the way. A 6'5" point guard who could rebound, who could assist, who could pass, who could score. The great Oscar Robertson belongs on any all-time great point guard list. I'll give it to him top 3, of course. Why can I not give him top 2? Because I'm not that old, that's why. I'm in this modern generation. And I know what this man right here does. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter God ever created. Oh, by the way, his movement without the basketball compromises defenses extraordinarily well because they've got their head on a swivel, wondering where he's at, that he's opening up opportunities for so many other people. From the point guard spot, him affecting a defense, the way that he affects the defense is why you got to put Steph Curry top 2 all time at the point guard spot. But we cannot ever put somebody number 1 unless their name is Magic, the great one himself. Earvin Magic Johnson, a 5-time champion, a man that went to 9 NBA finals, who dominated the 80s. I'm talking about Showtime coming to LA. I'm talking about making the fast break popular. He had Max Kellerman getting on his treadmill or his elliptical machine, for crying out loud, because he said, I want to run and I want to fill a break whenever I want to play the game of basketball. Magic Johnson had us doing that. Magic Johnson made fast break layups in vogue. Magic Johnson made the no-look passes special. I know the Bob Cousy's of the world and others, but the Rick Barrys of the world and so many others with the no-look passes, the Pete Maraviches of the world and guys like that. But Earvin Magic Johnson, when you think point guards, you think about him first. These are my top 5 point guards of all time. Period.
Hold it right there. Hold it right there.
Let's go.
Stay right
Let's
there.
go.
I just want to know. This is your point guard list.
My point guard. My point
Correct.
guard.
So floor generalship, whatever
Floor
that means.
general, that's right.
Like, this is your point guard list.
This is for me.
I just want to be very clear about it.
Yes.
It's perfect. I can't even argue. It's perfect.
Thank you very much. Take it away, Matt. Take it away. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Point to the perfection, Matt.
The only thing I can say, the only argument I can make is if you want to talk about LeBron James or James Harden, but I know you're not thinking of them like point guards. Magic is number 1. You could argue a little bit here. If Chris Paul wins a chip, he's a perfect point guard. Only thing he doesn't have is size. Otherwise, he does everything perfectly. I can't argue it. But Isaiah got 2 chips. You can't put him over Isaiah. Not only are those 5 the right 5, they're in the right order. I give it up when I give it up. That's all.
All right. We'll leave it
He
there.
got it right.
Okay. We will leave it there.
They
Stephen
do
A.'s list,
call me
perfect
Stephen
agreement.
Naismith.
Stephen Naismith.
Who are they? I want to meet they. I want to meet them. All right, guys. If A-Rod gets Dell and packs up, just where will that leave Green?
I know you changed your mind in 5 days, which I teach you about. But that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is you definitively said that's what he was. And you pointed to what you had seen over the course of an entire season. So what I'm saying is don't make the argument now, because I saw KD last night. Hold on, because I saw KD last night. Now, if you say because of what I've seen from KD this year, or the last 2 years, or whatever the case may be, that was different. But to sit up there and insult basketball minds across the globe that call somebody the best in the world just because we saw them last night, that's not what we do. You know that's not what we do.
Now, let me be very clear. We can go back and get the tape on Giannis, on what I said about Giannis.
Okay.
That at the time was predictive. He was the MVP, and he was also great defensively, both ends of the floor. And he did it all year. And my presumption was he was about to prove it in these playoffs. But I said, here it comes. Here comes the playoffs. This is where we find out. The reason my rankings changed so much is because, as you would say, it was fluid. We were in the process. And why'd I even say Giannis? LeBron was hurt. Same thing. The injury to LeBron, to me, opened things up. Would it be Giannis? Would it be Kawhi? Would it be KD? Would it be this one? Would it be that one?
Okay.
And it wasn't Giannis.
Okay, I'm not going to let you chew up all my time. What I'm going to say to you, however, to remind you of it, is that Giannis was the best player in the world on a Thursday. They were up 2-0 against Toronto. You didn't even, and based on those 2 games along with everything else.
Correct.
So then he had a bad 2 games against Toronto, and Toronto tied the series 2-2. And you went from having them number 1 to number 5. That's a fact. So now that what I'm saying is it makes no sense. Now let me get to KD.
Perfect.
Here's why I tell you KD's the best offensive player in the world. There's no way to stop him.
Offensive or best player?
Offensive. And I would say the best player in the world because I think that what he does defensively is decent enough. You might find a better defensive player, but when you take into account how prolific he is offensively.
So you're making the argument, best player in the world.
I would make the argument he's the best player in the world, okay? Because I think that he has that kind of effect. This dude is efficient. He's a sniper. He's 6'11" with a handle. He's got a mid-range game that could rival anyone's on the planet. The guy's got long-range sniper ability. He's lanky. He's long. He can drive to the basket. He can defend shorter guys. He can defend guys his size. Now, if you got big size and girth and all of that stuff, no, you put him on your hips. That'd be problematic because he's skinny. That's about the only thing you could hold against Kevin Durant. When somebody came to me and asked me, because I got a Get At Me segment on my show, Stephen A's World, and this lovely young lady called me to ask about LeBron compared to KD. And we all know that I got LeBron as a Mount Rushmore. He was one of the top 3 all time. Because his record is his record. But LeBron shoots 73% from the free throw line. Over the last 3 seasons, LeBron hasn't even hit 70%. KD is a career like 87, 88% free throw shooter. He hasn't shot less than 85% from the free throw line in his career. And we know what a shooter he is. The brother is unguardable. He is lethal. I told you years ago, Giannis didn't even belong in the same sentence as him. Now, I know KD may not talk like that, but I'm telling you, that's how I feel when I see him. He's just that prolific. And to think about the Portland Trailblazers and the situation that they're in now, let me remind everybody, the Portland Trailblazers were the folks with the number 1 overall pick. And they drafted Greg Oden out of Ohio State.
People are still
and
drafting
passed up
centers
on
first
Kevin
then,
Durant.
yeah.
And they said, that's why they still haven't won.
All right, look, everything you said about KD's offense is true. If you asked me, Molly, if the question was, who do I suspect is going to be the best by the end of these playoffs after watching KD do that? KD is very smart. He understood, wait a minute, I'm 7 feet tall, I can score from everywhere. He could even defend, he could pass everything. Why isn't he on a Mount Rushmore, right? Oh, I don't have the championships. That's easy for people to understand. Let me make sure I have great teammates so people can see me play deep into the postseason, so I have a chance to play in the finals, win championships. He did that. He did it again in Brooklyn. Even Harden goes down, Blake Griffin steps up, dunks all over Giannis. He has great teammates again. So we are going to continue to see him play throughout these playoffs. And there's a good chance now with Harden's injury, he will be finals MVP. And at that point, if you said, are you convinced? Yeah, at that point, I'll be convinced. Dude, the lead changes depending on the last dude who played. KD played last. You want me to put him
the
in
last
first?
who played.
Yeah.
I
When
can
Kawhi
li-
won
I-
a game
I-
7,
I can
when
line up-
Kawhi won a game 7 and dropping 42 points.
And you were the only one who said he's the best in the world.
He might be right now.
I can line up, and Kawhi is lethal. We know he's big time. I can line up one NBA analyst after another across the globe. And no one would agree with your assertion that the best is based on the last performance you
At
just saw.
this moment,
No.
because of injury, too, here are the following
Bless
players.
you.
LeBron was hurt. We saw it in the playoffs. AD was not AD. Harden's out right
You talking,
now.
but you ain't making sense.
KD
You ain't
didn't
making
play
sense.
a full season.
You ain't making sense.
Stop me when we get to an
you
elite
said-
player who wasn't hurt.
You just keep talking. The point is, a couple of years ago when LeBron got hurt, you sat up there and said that he wasn't the best anymore because he didn't make the playoffs and he was hurt. And we said, yo, he's hurt.
No, that's not what I said.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes,
what
you
I said
did.
was, what I said was.
Yes, you did.
No, what I said was, LeBron always has the playoffs to prove that he's the best. He will not have them this season. So you look for who will.
No,
who's going to
what we
have
said-
them to prove it.
The argument was, what we said was that he had 10 previous years in the postseason where he showed and established what he was.
So what about now, Stephen?
So wait a minute.
What
wait a
about
minute.
now? Why not LeBron? He's hurt now.
No, it's my turn. You zip it.
So-
10 years, this man was in the postseason establishing his greatness. What we were saying was, because he's hurt and they didn't make the playoffs, that doesn't take away from what we saw the previous 10 years.
You just said 5
what we
seconds
said.
ago,
All right.
KD is the best player in the world.
Yes.
LeBron is coming off a title. He just won the chip.
So-
he is hurt now,
All right, fellas.
and you're giving it to
So,
KD.
excuse-
You're doing
we got
exactly
to
what
get
I
on a
did.
commercial
I'm not,
break.
because-
We can come back to it.
Am I not on a record saying this about KD even when LeBron was healthy?
You say KD was
When
better than
KD
LeBron?
was hurt. Yes!
Because LeBron was hurt.
No, I'm talking
when they're
about
both
when
healthy.
KD was hurt.
Oh.
I even said that.
Oh, well, we have to go.
Because
find it.
I watch
don't
his
recall.
game, unlike some people
All right,
I know actually
there's a
watch
lot
his
of
game.
tape. There's a lot of tape we need to pull up. A lot's happening. Let's get into
We
a
don't have to pull up no
commercial
tape.
break.
Not for KD.
And-
It's there.